You guys should have a pretty good view there. We're going to get started doing some of our assembly on the Cedar planters. You guys have probably watched the other couple videos. I did a little bit of an overview explaining it a little bit. And then we just went through and we cut up a bunch of our pieces here. So we took our fence pickets. We did some of our rips at 1.5 inches, which is going to be for the actual box, as well as we did some of our rips at 1 inch, which is going to be for the legs. So you get this side here that's 1 inch, this side's 1.5 inches, so it maintains that 1.5 inches all the way around. I'm going to go grab one of the assembled ones over here just so you guys can be able to kind of see and get an idea. I could go back and reference if we need to. So you guys see that. That is one that's been engraved. We do use a solid piece on the engraving side. So we're making a couple of these. One, I think that says Nanas, and the other one says Nannies. All right. So I got this little jig here I have made up for the legs. Basically, we can take the 1 inch piece, we'll put that there, and then we'll take the 1.5 inches, we'll push it that way, and we'll be able to go ahead and throw our brad nails in there. So we're using 1.25 inches. These are 18 gauge. It's what we're going to be using for majority of the assembly. I got my Marvel Mystery Tool oil. Going to add a couple drops in there. I'm not always the best about remembering to do that, but I try. Grab my air hose here. Get that hooked up. I might have to go adjust my pressure. Let me just double check the pressure on the regulator over here. And let's set it 100. Let's go ahead and dial that back a little bit. I don't think it needs to be that high. So first thing we're going to do is we'll go ahead and use up this little bit of material we got doing the legs. I'm just going to double check any of these as far as imperfections. So this one here, this has a knot, so I want to make sure that's going to be on the inside there. So it's not on the outside. That'll get covered when we nail those. All right, yeah. So this one here has a knot in it. We may not end up using that one. All right, taking our glue, Type Bond 2. Gonna throw a little bit on there. Go ahead and brush that. Make sure we're flush. Get that set. Keep that pushed up against. I think I'm going to grab a clamp. Normally I clamp this piece down, but okay. We're going to go ahead and throw 3 in there. And we'll go ahead and clamp this down. Make it a little easier. Keep that from moving. There's one. Next one. I don't like that's leaking. That's going to drive me nuts. I think it's that actual fitting. If you guys didn't hear that, I did. And it will absolutely drive me nuts. So we'll go ahead and run that way. Next one. Make sure we're nice and flush. Good. And we're just going to go ahead and spray glue on all these. Make it a little easier for us. I'm not having to keep grabbing it. There we go. We can go ahead and brush all these at once. All right. Now we can take that, set that there. Grab our next leg. Again, just double checking for imperfections. Just using this jig to keep everything flush and it's square. I'll have to fix that one. I'll jump back and fix that. We'll pull that nail out. Throw another one in. Let's try this. All right. Make sure I avoid this knot here. I see that one. So, again, staying nice and flush. 3. Okay, last one. I won't bore you guys with pulling that nail out and fixing those other ones. We'll jump right into the next step, which is going to be starting to assemble the boxes. Now, what we need to be careful of is that we don't make the mistake that I've made in the past and go and assemble all 4 sides. I mean, that's fine if we're doing a plain one, but where we're engraving one of the sides, we need to only do 3. So I'm going to go ahead and unclamp this. So originally I had made this jig here thinking I was going to be able to take all of these and is that the, oh, that is the longer one. I thought that was the shorter one. And line them up in here and line them all up and then go and take all these, but that didn't really work out like that. So we'll still use it for the one. And I'll show you here what I'm going to do. So again, we'll clamp this down. So take this, take those. Okay. And I'm going to still line some of those up like that. Spread my glue across there and on there. We'll brush that and brush that. Okay. Now we're just going to go ahead and take this, push that way, flush, push that back, flush, and now we can throw our nails in. Now I'll take that, I'll run this, I'll spin this around, and I'm just going to take this and do the same thing. Two of them there. Okay, so now we got those two sides, and then we'll be able to add that third side on afterwards when we go to the assembly. So that's all we're doing is just making three sides. I'll go ahead, I'll drop that one in there for demonstration purposes. Same thing. Okay, I'll hold that there, keep everything square and flush. I'm just going to pop that out, take it, stick it on here now. That's it, just like so. Next one. And I'm sure there's probably other better ways or different ways to do this. This is the way I started doing them, and it seems to work okay for me, but feel free to share in the comments if you guys have some other options or other ways that you guys do it. I'd love to hear. Okay, again, I'm just going to go ahead and take my glue, spread it across all four of those. We'll go ahead and brush that out. Fixed it. Good. Always make sure you're keeping your fingers clear. I think any of you guys know that, but I always try to make sure I'm at least moving it. All right, so that's three, so that's going to be enough for one. There's another one here. I mean, we're going to end up probably just at least assembling a couple more, so maybe we have another one ready to go. This way I'm not scrambling last minute. I'm trying to get some household chore type stuff done. We got the pool open this week. We've had a lot going on. Like I said, as well as trying to prepare for that show. And then we have a little festival thing here in town tomorrow that we'll be going to. Not displaying or anything like that. We're not setting up no booth. Just going to check it out and enjoy the festivities. It's actually called the Goat Festival, and we're here in Honeypath, South Carolina, for those of you guys that are watching that might not know. And if you don't know where that is, that's a small town in the upstate of South Carolina, kind of up in between Greenville and Anderson, South Carolina. So we've been here since 2011. Moved from Massachusetts. If any of you guys ever catch my funny accent come out, that's why. I know I hear that from a lot of people. There you go. I just blew the house down. Did you see that? All right. Again, I'm just going to get this glue on here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Just making sure I'm not going to have an extra one with glue left on there. That should be good. Okay. I'll go ahead and hit that one now. I missed that one the first time. Perfect. Spin it. Again, just make sure you're keeping your fingers out of the way. I've shot myself before with a 2.5-inch finish nail. It is not fun. I don't recommend it to anyone. And I'm just eyeballing, making sure I'm keeping these flush. As I said it here, I'm just eyeballing them, that's all. So, all right, so that was it for the short ones. That's fine. We got plenty to make what we need to. So now I know I have one of them done. I need to, let's see. So we got the Nana's garden here, which I guess we could go ahead and we could do one of them with the Nana's garden, which is going to be like that. And then we'll have the legs. I'd like to, on the front side, I like to glue this and then throw a couple nails through the back side, which we're going to have to go to some shorter ones. Let me grab those. I grabbed the 1-inch. We want to use pin nails on that. Let's see. We're going to swap out from the 1.25 inch to the 3/4. We're going to use those, and basically what I'm going to do is, at least on the front side, I'm going to pick out the 2 best legs here, and we will glue and then nail from the back side just to try to make it better. So we'll go ahead. I'm going to pick out 2 good ones here. Let's see. We'll use these 2. Okay. We're going to flip that over. So this will be the side that faces the front. So that's going to be down. We're going to take this. This is going to end up getting held to the top. It'll be flush, and then we'll throw a couple tacks in there. So we're going to go ahead and put some glue on that. I want to make sure, too, that we're not going past the area that's going to be in contact. So if you want, you could always use that piece to line up if you need to. But most of the time, you can just eyeball it. So that there, let's go ahead. We'll brush that out a little bit. Okay. Flush that up. Flush that up. Perfect. I'm going to go on a little bit of an angle. So that should, yeah, perfect. Just making sure it ain't sticking out through the front before I go and nail the rest of them. Okay. Like I said, I'm just shooting a little bit on an angle. Just to be sure. I mean, again, we're using the 3/4 inch nails, so it definitely shouldn't go through regardless. You can see there we're pretty close. I mean, just sunk in just a tiny bit. So that should be good. That's it. So we got that. Now after this, basically all we got to do is take our 3, and these will go and get assembled and nailed. I'm going to pause. I'm not going to bore you guys with all of it, but we'll come back here in a few, and I think you guys get the gist of it. We'll be back.